This is your X Generation Fishing Report, Offshore Report for the week. This week I'm joined with Captain Mike. Captain Mike, good to see you again.
Yeah.
Good to see you again. You guys have a tournament coming up. Before we get into the Offshore Report, you guys have a tournament coming up this week.
That's right. We're going to the west coast of Florida, the Madeira Beach area. There's the Angler Armory is throwing a fishing tournament, capped off at 60 boats, big money guaranteed.
Kingfish tournament? Yes?
Yeah, it's a 4-leg tournament.
Okay.
Real good layout. So we're going over there to see what we can do.
Well, wish you the best luck over there. It's a whole different tactic over there compared to ours here.
Totally different. I mean, everybody over there, it's you can fish everywhere from the beach all the way to as far as your boat will take you.
So a lot of people don't understand here, and I'm going to fill you guys in that over on our side here we have the Gulf Stream that helps us out.
That's right.
When you go over to the Gulf of Mexico, it's like mini oceans all put into one big ocean. So everywhere has its own little, because there's tiny currents, tiny streams that run through the Gulf, and they're all encompassed makes the Gulf of Mexico. That's why the fishing is so diverse over there.
That's
and like
right.
Mike said, you can go anywhere over there.
That's right. It's a lot of guessing and a lot of you need to definitely know what you're doing to actually fish a tournament there. Guys will go out 70 miles just to get the good bottom fishing.
Oh yeah.
And I'm talking snapper, not even like deep waters.
I mean, that's good eating though over there.
Oh
yeah.
But that's just the way it is. But yeah, so I'll give you guys hopefully a good report when I get back.
So everybody put Mike in your wishes for that. Give him some good luck, some good mojo.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get into our offshore report of the week. Our offshore fishing has been phenomenal. I mean, Unbelievable. Everything from last week, the Wahoo on Thursday and Friday, like we predicted, was on fire.
Yep.
Saturday kind of slowed down a little bit for the Wahoo.
It was still good though.
But still good. I mean, but compared to like people are going 4 for 8 on Thursday and Friday.
Oh yeah.
It was great. Don't get me wrong. Wahoo bite was still amazing. But Thursday and Friday, if you didn't take your shot that day, it progressively slowed down a little bit.
Yeah. You were almost, if you fished anytime, just before the weekend or through the weekend, you were almost guaranteed a Wahoo. If you Wahoo fished, you're almost guaranteed a Wahoo.
Let's talk about some other species, because this whole week, I mean, everything with all these winds pushing, they've been pushing the fish down. I've heard great reports. What have you heard?
The bonitas have showed up in force. They're definitely around.
And the nice thing about those bonitas, though, a lot of people think, hey, they're a great fight for the kids, and if you're going out there, but they are, if you know how to prep those bonita right and make the strips, they are one of the most valuable fish in the ocean.
You can use them for anything. For example, even if you don't know how to make the strips, use them for bottom fishing. Cut some strips out. It don't matter what they look like. It's fresh. Put it on a hook and send it down, and you'll catch snapper.
And the rest of the fish too. On top of that, after you cut those bellies out and use that for just fresh bait, you can also, instead of paying so much money for chum, you can use that bonita, tie it right to the side of the boat, and there's your chum right there.
100%. I see charter captains do it all the time. I save the meat because I pen bait up, so I use the meat to feed to my bait, But if you're not doing something like that, use the rest of it to your advantage. Tie it, put a dock line on its tail, tie it up to the side of your boat, and you're going to have fish swimming up to your boat.
It's going to be yellowtail all day.
Oh, anything.
The yellowtail loves that. Anything.
Yeah. Snapper bite's been really good.
As we were talking about the bottom fishing, the snapper bite has been another incredible thing. I said I went yellowtail fishing, I told them before, and nothing's slowing down. It's been so surprising. Everything from yellowtails to the lanes to the muttons. I've seen everything.
Yep. And then that's it. We did talk about something too. The couple yellowfin tuna showed up in our area, which happens, but it's it's a once in a while type of thing.
And it's one of those things like you have to be in the right time. It's got to be the right time. You got to be in the right place. But if you get that bite and you're ready for it, it is so much fun.
Right.
So much fun.
I think Captain Danny told us that Gino was getting some yellowfin out front of Boynton.
Yep.
And a friend of mine told me that there was some yellowfin caught in front of Boca. So oddly enough, that's the same area roughly where the Wahoo have been.
Yeah.
From from Boynton to about Hillsboro, there's been wahoo.
So what's your theory on that? Why are they running close to the same place?
There's bait coming through there. There's bait coming through there.
I think it
the fish are
encompasses
there.
that, and it encompasses the fact that they're the currents. So they're running,
right.
they're running those undercurrents, and they're running the up. This fish, that's what they do.
Yep.
They travel for hundreds and hundreds of miles. The wahoo do too. They're high migratory also.
Right.
Everybody knows. So, and they're pelagic species. What they call them, high migratory, are pelagic. So these fish don't just swim against currents or swim wherever they want. They're gonna use those currents to their advantage to take their time and cruise.
That's right.
Because if anybody's ever seen wahoo bite, which we'll show a video next week, and I'll find a video for them to see how wahoo attack bait.
Oh yeah.
So we'll put up some dredge cam footage for you guys next week. So stay tuned for that. It's so
violent. When they bite, it's a violent bite.
And you'll see, and we'll talk more next week about how they do bite, what they do when they attack, or go after the bait.
Right.
But anyway, so there's been one more fish out there, and it is the hot fish for the week.
That's right.
And it's only going to get better and better and better throughout the week as we start getting those warmer waters and those warmer temperatures.
Yep.
And it is the
dolphin.
The dolphin.
I've been saying it in April. They always show up sometime in April. The dolphin bite. This time they're a little bit earlier than they normally are.
They're here though.
But you're still going to have that 1 week in April where everybody's getting the real big ones. You're going to hear 30 to 50 pounders being caught for about a week.
So you're saying Andy has a chance this year?
I'm saying Andy has a chance. Not only that, if you've got vacation days, we talk about this a lot.
Or sick days.
Sick days, whatever. Develop some kind of something to make an excuse to go fishing if you can.
So you're saying you need that saltwater therapy?
That's right. Yep. Saltwater therapy.
Saltwater therapy.
But as far as the dolphin fishing goes, everybody's been catching them on either live bait or trolling. This is the time of the year where you might want to switch it up because the dolphin, most of them are caught trolling. Wahoo, most of them are caught trolling. So
the dolphin bite, the great thing about trolling is we've got a great selection of lures here at X Generation. And trolling for dolphin is the best way to find them, unless you're like we did when we did our tournament, that I was up on the gunnel and I saw one tail. That was a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Incredible.
Yeah.
So, but we're going to show you a couple lures here on the artificial stuff, and next week we'll get into other lures also, along with the rigged squid. But this week we want to focus on some artificial stuff and show you what we do to prospect for dolphin, is what we call it.
And see, when you're dolphin fishing, you get a lot of bites. You're constantly re-rigging, making sure. So throwing in some artificials with your dead bait mix is very.
It's conducive. It really is. It keeps the bait out there, keeps the fish excited.
That's right. You can unhook it and toss it back out, whereas dead bait, you got to do a bunch of stuff to get another dead bait on.
So let's show some stuff.
Yeah. I like the J-Cam chuggers. He's got all the right colors.
What's your favorite chugger, Mike?
See, I'm in between the pink and then the green. I've gotten big fish on pink and I've gotten big fish on green.
I'm big on the pink and I'm big on the blue with the silver. Let's get this one into the shot.
Yeah.
Blue with the silver, Mylar.
Here, we have another one here.
There we go. Blue with the silver Mylar. I'm very, very big onto those. And then he sometimes does these variations. Let's see if we can, let's spin this, because we can spin this here.
Yep.
He's got variations, and he's got some light blues too.
Right.
So sometimes if your dark blue's not working, the light blue will, just that subtle change of color makes a difference.
That's right. And you can add dead bait to this. Doug from Mr. Mullets does use these a lot. He's actually brought one on my boat before. He puts strips on the back of these, so this is a very, if Doug's using it for Mr. Mullet, he knows what he's doing.
Mike,
I like to use it too.
For the people that don't know, let's explain the purpose of the chuggers.
All right, so it's got a concave head on it. And what happens is this concave head, all right, this concave head, what happens is it'll get water in it and then it'll push it out and it'll pop. And then it'll go down, it'll make a bubble trail, come back up, and it'll pop water out again. And what it's doing is it's attracting fish. It's supposed to look like a bait fish. If you've ever seen flying fish fly, they skim that top of the water and they make almost like a little trail behind them. That's the same thing this is doing. It's making a pop and a trail.
So, but don't be afraid to add these into the mix too.
That's right. Yeah, you never know what a dolphin's gonna hit.
And the nice thing about these is the difference between these and the chuggers is these will stay down and they'll track in the water and they'll go left, right, a little bit up, a little bit down.
That's right.
But they'll stay subsurface the entire time.
Yeah, so if you're using a planer or a trolling weight or something like that, I would normally run those with the little weighted head. These you don't want to put on down below. You want them to be able to come up to the top and make a pop and a splash.
You do get a lot of action from those. So
That's
Mike,
right.
now that our viewers found the dolphin that we're prospecting, let's talk about how we keep them by the boat. What do we do when we have to, after we get those 2 dolphin in and the school comes up, what do we do?
That's right. What I like to do is I like to have a bucket with some chunks in it, or a box of glass minnows, okay? I like to either buy a box of glass minnows or a bucket of chunks, have it ready. When you have that one fish that has a bunch of followers, you start throwing bait in the water. Or if you have that bonita that you were using for bait, put that in the water.
Between you and I prefer the glass minnows. Why? Because it's a little smaller. Those fish aren't going to get full and lose interest.
And it's fast. You throw out a handful of glass minnows. In a handful, you can have 50 glass minnows. You know.
Yep, and that's 20 fish competing for the same ones.
That's right.
And those glass minnows, I feel like it really gets them excited more so than chunks.
You throw a chunk out. You throw 5 chunks out, and those could be eaten in 30 seconds or less. Yeah.
50 glass minnows, I mean, those fish are going to stay picking,
That's right.
because they're not going to pick a mouthful of these because they're going to spread. They're going to pick them out one at a time.
You're trying to get their attention. You're trying to get them to say, okay, there's a whole bunch of food here. Where's it coming from?
So for me, I like to have just a bare hook with no weight and a little bit of a 20-pound fluorocarbon.
Right.
Is what I like to do, and I keep my chunks there. And if I'm running out of glass minnows, then I'll chunk. Put a piece of chunk on there. Just toss it out, no weight, nothing, line to line.
On a spinning rod.
On a spinning rod, line to line.
Yep.
And that usually gets them. And other tactics, if they're a little picky, why don't we show them what you like to do?
I like to have a spinning rod ready with like a jig head, bucktail type jig head, some hair, flashers. I love flashers on them. What I do is I keep it on a spinning rod. Also, same setup with some fluorocarbon, and we toss it out on a spinning rod and reel as fast as you can. And what you're looking for is you're looking for a reaction bite. This is very small, easy to eat, and you're looking for that dolphin to chase it.
So the advantages of my way over Mike's way is sometimes the dolphin will get picky and all they want to do is eat bait and they get the scent from it.
Right.
Now the advantages you have Mike's way is it's a reactionary bite and you don't have to put a new chunk on it. So you throw, jig, reel, jig, reel. And they're gonna bite it.
That's right. And
once they're in the boat, it's a quick de-hook and off.
Yep. All right.
So there's your tips and tricks. Dolphin is your hot fish of the week. Stay tuned. We will see you next week.
Weather for this weekend, Mike. What do you think we have here?
Saturday's going to be 2 to 4 feet with occasional 5. And then Sunday is going to be 2 foot. So Sunday's definitely the day to go out.
I thought Saturday wasn't going to be that bad.
I don't think it's going to be. They're talking about 10 knot winds, but I don't think it's going to be. It doesn't make sense, but of course you want to err on the side of caution. But I think Saturday's going to be great too.
It's probably because of
but
weather.
Sunday's definitely going to be better.
It's probably because of weather. The meteorologists or whatever don't want people to go fishing. You think there might be a conspiracy behind that?
You never know.
You never know.
I can't be surprised with anything nowadays.
No, for sure. So what do you think is going to happen this weekend?
Man, I think the dolphin bite's going to continue to get better.
As the weeks go on, I agree.
This weekend, the Bahamas dolphin bite was insane. The dolphin bite here was very good. I think they're just going to continue to keep coming through. The wahoo bite, and it has subsided a little bit. So the wahoo bite's not going to be as good, but there's going to be some caught.
I know I've been saying it for 3 weeks now that it's the wahoo bite's not going to last. It's just a fluke. It's a
just
fluke.
Keep saying it. Say it again. Say it.
Guys, I guess it's on me because I keep on saying it and I've been wrong week in, week out. I said the wahoo bite's going to go downhill, and it hasn't. It actually, I can say
gotten better.
It's gotten better. Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot has to do with the weather. We normally don't have this kind of weather on a consistent level. We haven't really have a lot of humidity and a lot of heat. It's been pretty nice out there for the most part. So, but yeah. That being said, I think wahoo bite's going to be going downhill. dolphin bite's going to get better. Kingfish bite coming off the full moon, guys. So the full moon has screwed the morning bite and the midday bite for the most part. But there are times now that this weekend you're going to start seeing the kingfish biting a little better during the day and all that. So anyway, what else do you have as far as the inshore report? What do you think? And the bottom, I mean the bottom fishing.
Well, I don't know about inshore, but you have been right. The one thing Andy has been right about was the permit bite. Man, down in like the Hillsborough to Miami area, they've been Hillsborough's a little too far north, but like the Broward County down into the Miami area, permit bite has been very good on those wrecks. Very good. Very good.
Yep, and the Pompano up north. You go further up north. I mean, of course, not in this area.
Yeah.
We're getting the short end of the stick in this area.
The African pompano have been around too. Still, you know, they of course these are oddball bites, but they're happening, and they're happening more than average.
So, but nevertheless, that's our predictions for this weekend, guys. If you'd like to see us next week and give you another fishing report, hopefully we got a better one for you next week.
We did the weather. The weather's going to be good.
We already cut that.
Okay, cool.